Hello, people of the internet. Today is Wednesday, of course, and this week's topic is sexual identity and sexual orientation. To break it down, I guess I'll go over my sexual identity and my sexual orientation, how I got to that, and other stuff, I guess. I don't know. To be honest, I find it weird. Not weird, but I don't know. I don't really like putting an identity thing on myself, but I suppose for the benefit of others, I do. And what I'd say I identify as a trans man, I guess, or, a male, but to clear things up in other certain situations, I'd say I'm a trans guy. That's what I identify as, and my sexual orientation is straight, I would think. I like girls, but I think to say there's no chance whatsoever ever in my whole entire life that I couldn't like someone of something, like some other identity. I couldn't just say no, never. To put that complete, I've never fancied anyone else apart from just women. I've never fancied anyone apart from them. So I do identify as a straight man, but I couldn't ever say no completely to the idea of ever having to be with someone else. How can you know what you're going to feel 30 years later? I can't predict that, so I wouldn't say no necessarily. I don't go out and seek other men and stuff like that. I'm not into that. I am a straight guy. I've never seen a guy walk past and be like, "Whoa, look at that handsome devil. What a fitty." I love from my soul, and I love to other souls, and we have that connection. Just kidding, that's bullshit. I don't know, I guess I just love who I love, which is women at the moment, and I don't see that changing anytime soon, but there's no point being ignorant and closed-minded and never saying no. If I fell in love with someone, then let it be. Who cares who it is? Knowing the difference between identity and orientation, when you put it without the word sexual in front, it is different. But when you say, your sexual identity and your sexual orientation, I think people just assume that they're the same thing. I wouldn't say that they are the same thing. So when I say identity and orientation, for me, it's what you would tell others you are, and who you feel that you are, and what you think you are, is your identity. Orientation is what you like in other people, who else you like. It's not yourself, it's someone else, what you want to date, I don't know. Getting to know the difference between the two can be complicated. Admittedly, I wouldn't have known it a couple of years ago if I hadn't been on YouTube and Tumblr, where it's stated every single day that those two things are different. That's how I learn. Figuring it out is tricky, probably, for a trans person, because I think when you're young, it's just assumed that you're what you are, physically. People just assume that you are that, and they just assume that you like the opposite sex or gender or whatever. So I guess when you question yourself, it's difficult to say what you are and what you really think you are. So it's hard to come to that conclusion. But at the same time, I don't think it's that important that you know. I don't think you really need to put yourself in one category or the other. I don't think it's infinitely important that you do that. I think growing up, you just identify as what people think you are until you become your own person, and then you start knowing the difference between things. I just don't think it's that important that people have to know straight away what you are. I don't think that's important, and I don't think that I really know what I'm saying. Just who I am, I'm just my own person, and if that's subject to change, then it will change. But I'm quite happy with what I am at the moment. I know who I like, and I know who I am. I don't know if that's very informative of me. I don't have much more to say on that. My hat matches my shirt. How coordinated of me. I don't really like it when people say, oh, you're transgender, so the person that you're dating, your girlfriend, must be a lesbian, because that's two different things, which I think is actually quite a good example, that when someone says, oh, they must be a lesbian if you're transgender, no, that's completely wrong, because my gender's here, and I consider myself male, and so does she. Therefore, if she is dating a male, that makes her straight, right? Whatever you identify as is what people should take it as, face value. I hope this video was slightly informative of who I am, of my views. I wish you all a truly happy life. Goodbye. Oh yeah, my hair's not blue anymore. I had to dye it because it went mouldy green colour and it looked like shit, so bye.